Hi everyone, I'm recording this quick video just to give you a quick overview on what is Microsoft Consent Mode and how we can configure this for Microsoft Clarity and Bing Ads or Microsoft Ads. So earlier in this year, Microsoft has announced about the Microsoft Consent Mode, which is something similar to what we already have by Google, which is Google Consent Mode. If you are not familiar with Google Consent Mode and if you want to know how to configure GCM or Google Consent Mode for your website, I'll leave a video link in the description that you can watch directly. But earlier this year, Microsoft has enforced this for Bing Ads or Microsoft Advertising, and the solution is now quite simple. Most of the CMPs or the consent platforms out there is already supporting the Microsoft Consent Mode. So there is a list over here that contains all of the tools that now supports Google Consent Mode. And by the way, this should probably support Clarity as well, as it's the same integration. But basically all of these softwares are now support Microsoft Consent Mode. So if you are using one of these, it will have it. Some tools of these will have the feature applied directly without the need of doing any set, like CookieBot and OneTrust. Others will require you to manually enable consent mode, like Bendictes. There is also a Google Tag Manager option over here that you can try using, but honestly, I've tried using that option and it is not working as expected, so I do not recommend using that option. And to give you a quick overview on how this option looks like, here is a Microsoft Advertising sample tag, and there is a consent setting over here. And this is the option that was highlighted in the article. So basically inheriting everything from the GCM or Google Consent Mode categories from the website that already working. I tried that several times and I was not able to see it working properly. To review, and you'll need this with Clarity or Microsoft Ads as well. So let's check it out. So that's the Microsoft UET tag helper, and actually that's for advertising only, not Clarity. This is the parameter, the consent status. If you looked at the network request, it will come with one of two values, G for granted and D for denied. So when using this option over here, I was not able to see it coming at all. The parameter is not coming, meaning that the setup is not working, but it was coming in my session over here because I have another method that is implemented, but you can also try this out and see if it works for you. The first option or the first thing that I looked for Clarity is actually this page, which shows a couple of third-party platforms that supports Clarity and Microsoft Advertising Consent Mode, and one of them is Shopify and WordPress. And if you come over here, there is some more details if there are any changes that are needed, in a similar way to what I mentioned earlier about some consent platform leaving you to manually enable consent mode for Microsoft and others that are not. But for example, here Shopify natively support this and does not need any action to support this. However, platforms like WordPress, that's supported with a plugin, and these are the plugins that you can use to have Microsoft Consent Mode installed and working on the website. The next method that we have is Google Consent Mode. Again, if you are not familiar with Google Consent Mode, you will find the link in the description. It will walk you through on what is Google Consent Mode or GCM and how to set it up for your website. But if you already have consent installed on the website and Google Tag Manager is using the GCM feature to handle consent, and you have the signed consent for each and every tag in your GTM container, you don't basically need to do anything. As Clarity here is mentioned that this would be available in mid-September, so middle of this month. So keep an eye out when Clarity sends out a notification about this. But since they have mentioned this over here, this means that they will support it out of the box. The last and final and most ideal option is using a CMP that already supports Microsoft Consent Mode, like the ones we shared earlier. And this doc currently it mentions that CookieYes is the only supported CMP for Clarity. It's already mentioned for Bing Ads or Microsoft Advertising, but here in this page, it only shows CookieYes. I believe if you use any other tools, it should work as well, but don't take it from me, they are not mentioning that on the Clarity homepage. Here it is mentioned that coming soon is OneTrust and CookieBot. So maybe they're cooking something else that is totally different for Clarity. I hope this was helpful. This was Ahmed, and if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you can like it, share, and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments the next videos that you'd like to see here. And yeah, see you on the next video.